Let's go crazy. It says we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mark C. Drumcast on a random Tuesday. I was kind of not planning on doing this right now, but hey, listen, we are live, and it seems that we are live, so that's cool.
And it seems that we are live, so that's cool.
See?
It seems that we are live.
Wow, I almost did it like a feedback loop, right? Um, okay. So, hello, everybody. Jump on the chat. This is a totally different thing for today. Um, Kind of the weird thing is that I've been trying to get this stream to work using my here comes Louis using my ATEM mini video switch. You guys can't see Louis. Using my ATEM mini live video switch. And so what's happening is it somehow just started to work, right? Even though it's saying, what is that, data rate? Cache is full. I don't know, but it seems that we're going out live. It seems that everything's kind of cool. This camera moved somehow, and it's not really actually that cool as far as the way I would like it. Okay, but here's the good news. The good news is that we are live. We are streaming. I'm actually going to pull down this microphone because it's usually kind of hot. Yeah, it looks a little hot. It's usually kind of hot when I go live like this with this lavalier mic. I think that's good. I've got levels there. See, why are we? Why are we? Oh, because I switched cameras. Did I switch cameras? Anyway, I might have hit the button. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mark C. Drumcast. I am your host, Mark Zapata. I am the owner and founder of Mark C. Drums and the owner and founder of the Drinking and Friends with Friends podcast with Dan, Ben, and Mark. That's a little bit of an inside joke. There is a new podcast coming out soon, but we did a live stream on Facebook, and I introduced myself as the founder, which I'm not really the founder. I'm one of the founders, but the main founder, the guy that came up with the idea, is Dan, and that's why his name is first in the title of the Drinking with Friends podcast with Dan, Ben, and Mark. So that's kind of an inside joke. Check out the podcast; it's really fun. A new episode is going to be dropping soon. I am actually the editor, so I will be editing the show very, very soon. But it is a lot of fun. It was kind of like a holiday precursor to. There's Louis. It was a holiday party, a precursor to Christmas that is coming up very soon, as we all know. And so there was a lot of different things going on. And by things, I mean alcohol. A lot of different types of alcohol being consumed. I did a lot of mixing that night, which is turned out to be fine, but usually it's not a good idea from what people say. And the other thing is too, like you might look at this video and think that I'm a lefty um, because my hi hat is on the right side, but it's actually on the left. This is a reversed view. I don't know if if it's YouTube and if it's a reversed view for me, but it is totally reversed from whatever I'm putting out through my ATEM Mini. So listen, it doesn't look great. I didn't set up my other camera. I have a new camera that I am going to be previewing. It's a test camera. It's a loaner from Zoom. It's a Zoom QN4, something like that. But I'll actually take a video and I'll show you what I'm going to be working with. So that's why I don't have my main camera set up. But I do want to set up this other camera and get some ideas about footage, ease of use, audio quality, all of that stuff. It's going to be kind of like a mini review. Plus, we're also going to be using it for the podcast because, like I said, we did some live streaming. And we want to do more of that live streaming and also video podcasting. So we have that camera um, in our arsenal now, and I have been tasked with figuring out how to use it, which I've already figured out how to use it, but also testing the quality um, and coming up with a setup for the podcast that works. Just like I've set up this video studio here, which I think has just gotten better and better each time. The lighting in here today is not great. I'm adjusting some lighting, but the good news is that we are live right now and everything's working great. I have some really fun. You might have caught the trailer on my YouTube page, the short that I put up. I have some really fun Christmas um, drum covers that I'm going to be doing in the next over this next week in preparation for the holiday coming up. I've been doing it for the last few years. So if you are curious about what you are in for, then go ahead to my channel and search my holiday drum covers, or just go through my covers. I have a lot of really fun covers, cool covers that I do that I like to do, and you'll see the holiday drum covers over the years. So it's always fun to look back and see the different places that I filmed my content over the years and where I was and how big my studio was, or how big my studio appeared as to how big it actually was. A lot of fun use of camera angles and backdrops and things like that. I'm super happy with the studio I'm in now. But again, there's always things to be done. I'm always looking to improve every time, every video, every day, something about my videos, whether it's the lighting, whether it's the editing, whether it's the sound quality, whether it's the content, all of it, I'm constantly trying to improve. So as I come to you here today, it's a beautiful, chilly day here in the Northeast. It is a Tuesday, which is uncharacteristic. Monday, when I went to do my show, the Mark C. Drumcast on YouTube, which usually airs Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I ran into some technical issues, as I've been having a lot of lately. And this was a software issue from my streaming software platform that I use, because it wasn't really a technical issue and it wasn't really the software issue. It was a me issue, because what I ended up doing was I updated the software first, and then I became aware of the operating system, my Apple operating system update, which I did afterwards. So what usually happens is Apple releases a new operating system update and they change the name of it or whatever. And then all of your apps need to be updated to work with that new version. But if you update your apps first and you're still running the old version, the app doesn't work anymore. So that ended up being what I did. And so for those of you out there that may be running into the same problem with some of your programs that don't work, um, if you've updated them recently, it's because you need to update your main operating system first. Just a little tech tip from your friendly neighborhood drum teacher here at Mark C. Drums and the Mark C. Drumcast. So I think, as you can tell by now, if you weren't sure before, there is no topic for today, but there are some things that I definitely want to talk about, but nothing specific. As you know, here on the Mark C. Drumcast, I really do like to share my experience and my knowledge of teaching drums, of playing drums, and my drumming life in general, and at times my life in general, to anybody that would like to listen. So I am constantly drawing topics and things to talk about from my students and my experiences with them throughout the course of my teaching week, so that we could pass these things along to people. And one of the issues I've been having in one of my student bands is that one of my drum students, who plays drums in one of my student bands, has been seriously slacking off. And I had a talk with her at the last rehearsal, um, and also leaving one of the bands often. The she's in two bands, leaving one of the bands often. And I had a little talk with her, and I wanted to find out if there was anything that I could do, anything I could help with, anything she wanted to talk about. Um, because that's really a problem for the rest of the band. That's a problem for me, and for the quality of the product that ends up coming out at the end of the season, at the end of the semester. So I had a little discussion. She did not want to tell me anything that was going on. She kept telling me everything was fine. And I just based on what I heard and what I thought, I said, "Hey, um, we are counting on you as part of the band. We are counting on you as a member of this band to pull your weight and to do your part and to contribute to the band 100% because everybody else is. And if there's anything I can do to help make things easier, please let me know." And so I've said this before, I'll say it again. Avoiding things that make you uncomfortable does not help in the least little bit. It does nothing but create more problems for you. It does nothing but cause you more anxiety, more stress, more worry, more concern. Um, and if you feel that you are paralyzed because you are overwhelmed, or you are paralyzed because you are fearful, or you're paralyzed because you're stressed or anxious about something, um, continued inaction does not in any way, shape, or form help you whatsoever. It just adds to the problem. It just really compounds the problem as we're moving forward. So, um, it's funny because I have to check this again because this is telling me I'm on air, but there is no counter going. So I'm talking all this, and everything is telling me that I'm on air. So I think that I am. I'm sure that I am.
So that's cool.
It's gotten better and better to pull your weight and to do your part and to
Yeah.
contribute to the band. Yeah, it seems that I am. So we cannot always depend on the messages we are getting, right? We have to see for ourselves. So anyway, avoiding does absolutely nothing for you. As a matter of fact, when I feel overwhelmed by things and I'm avoiding things, um, at this point I'm aware of it, and the only thing that helps for me, the only thing that works for me, is going towards it 100%, jumping in with both feet, taking on that. That's so weird. The messages I'm getting from everything that I'm looking at here. Okay. Um, oh, that's why. Yeah, I wonder if we'll have to watch this back and see how it goes. I think everything is smooth. Um, but anyway, jumping in with both feet and directly taking on the thing that I'm afraid to take on, because I've learned over my many, many, many years of life that once you do that, once you take on these things, number one, you realize they're far less uh, intimidating than you've made it out to be. Uh, Far easier than you've made it out to be in your own head. Um, and then I often have the thought, why didn't I do this sooner? Like this was nothing, but I had built it up so much in my head. So I think that might be what's going on with my student. I hope that we can turn it around. Um, it's one of the it's one of the challenges of being a band director, but it's also one of the joys if you can help a student with something that they're going through. If you can help a student overcome an obstacle, or even just to identify that obstacle and then to overcome that obstacle, if you can help to give a student the tools that they need to navigate these tough situations and tough times that they might be going through as a musician, as a drummer, as a member of a band, That's really super rewarding. But it is absolutely challenging because, when you're dealing with a band of 4 or 5 individuals, um, everybody's different. Everybody's got different personalities, and everybody needs to be approached in a different way. And one of the biggest challenges that I've found over my entire teaching career, and one of the biggest rewards at the same time, like I said before, is just the fact that I need to figure out each individual student, their personality, what they respond to, how best do they learn, what are their tendencies, what do they like, what holds them back, what excites them. All of these things are things that I need to learn on an individual basis for all of my students. And then the reward is getting there, and then actually figuring out an approach that works. And maybe having a failed attempt at explaining an idea or a concept, only to kind of come back and circle around it a different way and have success with that adjustment, having success pivoting with that student to now explaining it a different way that they actually do understand and that excites them. Because I understand as a student learning, if you're just not getting something, it can be very frustrating. And so, like I said, my job as a teacher, as an instructor, is to go ahead and try to find out, how do I reach the student? How do I get them to understand this concept? Um, and so not only is it super rewarding to find that, but to see the relief on their faces and to see the excitement that occurs within them when they realize that, oh, I do get this, I do understand this, I can do this. It's really awesome. So please, if you're out there, you're struggling with something is looming that you're afraid to do, or that you don't want to deal with, or that you've been avoiding, avoid it no longer. Slay that dragon. Step up to that challenge. Some of my students hate when I put it that way, but it really is kind of accurate when you think about it. That dragon, what is that dragon? That thing, that adversary that you are facing, what is it? Slay that dragon. Get in there and take care of that and clear it out of your path so that you can move on past this obstacle, right? So just a little bit of inspirational stuff. I will be coming back with the new camera. The next show will be using the new camera for sure. And I would love to get your feedback to see if you like the way the new camera looks. You can also send me feedback about today's live stream, about today's Mark C. Drumcast. I'm doing it in a different way, totally different camera angle. I know the lighting is terrible. I don't think it looks good, but this is kind of an experiment. And I want to thank you all for tuning in, checking it out, and being a part of this experiment. Usually you have the logo, right? The on air up on the top, and then you have the Mark C. Drumcast logo down on the bottom. But that's going to be for the next show. If you have any questions or thoughts or comments about this live stream, please let me know in the comments section below. Reach out to me on any of my platforms, Mark C. Drums, across all platforms, Mark Zapata Drums on YouTube. But I'm sure you can find Mark C. Drums if you search Mark C. Drums on YouTube. You can find it. And Mark C. Drums at Patreon if you're interested in joining the community, if you're interested in helping to support my efforts here at the Mark C. Drum Studios. It starts out at $3 a month. It's very reasonable. You get to help support Mark C. Drums and what we do here. You will also get a sticker, and you will get the ability, or have the ability, to request a special drum cover just for you that I will play and edit and upload to Patreon, that only you will be able to see firsthand before anybody else. And yeah, a couple of other things too, joining the Discord server, having direct access to ask your questions and to interact with me and the people in my circle here at Mark C. Drums. So thank you very much. Thank you for being a part of this experimental live stream today, the Mark C. Drumcast overhead. And have a great day. And I'll see you in a couple of days for a brand new episode of the Mark C. Drumcast. Have a great day.